Welcome to First Church of Religious Science. Welcome to our Thursday Louise class, our self-healing class. Welcome to everybody here on Zoom, and also to everyone who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and any of the media channels. A special welcome to all of you. We get all your compliments, all your comments from all the different platforms, and we're grateful that you're watching. This isn't any gathering. It's a very special place. It's this group, I call it the self-love group, is a beacon of light in the world. We are, I believe, the largest Louise Hay group anywhere. We're a unique hybrid community. So that means we have a live studio audience most of the time, and that brings us blessings. And then we have all of you from all over the world. Your presence, whether you're listening now, which most of you are, or listening in the coming days, all of you in your own unique way add an irreplaceable richness to our collective gathering, our exploration into the life-changing teachings of Louise Hay. It's your energy that you bring, it's your love, your willingness to take this teaching to a deeper level that fuels our shared journey, our journey of healing and growth. So before we go deeper, let's begin with a poem setting the stage for our journey. Tonight's class is called Self-Care and Self-Love. Our little poem is called In the Garden of the Soul. It starts out, in the garden of the soul, beneath the surface lies a seed awaiting to sprout under the inner skies. With every act of love and care, watered by tears and rain, emerges strength and beauty from the depths of pain. For in the quiet whispers, in the moments of deep care, lies the power profound, a sacred prayer. To love oneself truly, in light and shadow both, is to honor the divine within, a most sacred oath. And so it is. So let's begin this evening. We gather here every week, not merely to share the wisdom of Louise Hay, but to awaken the inner power that you possess to heal your life, to gently remind you that you are seamlessly one with this boundless creative energy. You are one with the one. You are, as Raymond Charles Barker said years ago, the whole bit. You're endowed with everything it takes to create a life brimming with success, creativity, and prosperity. It's easy to forget amidst the hustle and bustle of our daily lives that our group and all of our activities are intricately designed to help you remember a great truth, that you are, in fact, a unique individualization of this one power, this one essence, this all-encompassing life. Yes, you are one with the one energy. You live in it, you move in it, and you have your being in it. And it responds to you. So it's exciting to wake up and realize I'm one with life, and life is responding to me all the time. We're happy to have you with us, not just this evening, but also for our Creative Living series every Wednesday night at 7, and of course our soul nurturing, nourishing Sunday morning gatherings at 10:45 a.m. The same Zoom link that brought you here today to this gathering will connect you with all of our other gatherings. There's never any charge to be here. For those of you who feel moved to support our important work, there's always options in the chat. You'll see them. They're posted several times. We're grateful for those of you who can support the center, help sustain the work we do, and expand the work. Your generosity ensures that we can do this, and we're grateful. You can also, again, watch our broadcasts on YouTube around the clock, same for Facebook. Soon there's going to be hundreds of affirmative prayers that you can listen to and watch also. So let's continue with our lesson, immersed in gratitude and with open hearts. Thank you again for being with us. Your presence doesn't just enrich our community. Because of you, it amplifies the reach of Louise Hay's life-changing message, far beyond anything I could do on my own. So we're all doing this together, and I'm grateful. And thank you, those of you who are inviting your friends too. We see a lot more of that being done. Together, all of us, inspired by the enduring legacy of Louise Hay and her work, we continue to nurture a space of healing and growth and unconditional love. Louise Hay, in case anyone doesn't know, had a monumental influence on the entire New Thought movement. Her early days were right here at First Church in New York. She took the classes that we teach, and she learned to be a practitioner. The thing no one knew is that her work would have a lasting impact. In fact, there's never been anyone quite like her in New Thought. She left a very, very powerful, huge legacy behind her. As she stepped into her role as a religious science practitioner, her exploration and application of the science mind principles laid the foundation that would blossom into a global awakening. Yes, there's never been anybody like her, as I said. Her masterpiece, You Can Heal Your Life, embodies the essence of New Thought, the New Thought teachings, with such powerful simplicity. It was a simplicity that resonated to millions of people worldwide, translated in many languages, far beyond the initial audiences of religious science. So she had a crossover appeal that went everywhere. There's never been a New Thought book that's ever had the success of You Can Heal Your Life, rising to the top 10 of the New York Times bestseller list, not once, but twice, and selling over 65 million copies worldwide. We know that it's touched the hearts, we believe, of well over 100 million people as well. This achievement not only underscores the book's huge impact, but also highlights how Louise Hay's name and the body of work have in many ways transcended the broader recognition of religious science itself. Louise had the unique ability to distill complex spiritual concepts into accessible, actionable wisdom. Her work has illuminated a path for millions seeking healing and personal growth. In expanding her influence, Louise Hay founded the Hay House Publishing Company, which became a beacon of hope and wisdom in the publishing world, bringing forth many authors, leading authors in the field of self-help, spirituality, and wellness. Esteemed authors like Wayne Dyer, who many of you know of, Esther Hicks, Deepak Chopra, Greg Braden, Eckhart Tolle have all, through the Hay House, shared their light with the world. All of them contributing to a legacy of inspiration and empowerment that ripples across the world. It's really important to acknowledge the profound simplicity of Louise Hay's positive approach, or what we call the affirmative approach. This method that we teach, affirmative living, or she called it the positive approach, is free of complexity. It's not only made the principles of New Thought healing accessible to a wider audience, but it's also bridged the gaps between many spiritual traditions, inviting everybody of every kind of religion, regardless of their backgrounds, beliefs, into a space of shared healing and growth. Despite the broad sweep of her influence, some may not fully grasp the great depth and enduring relevance of her work. Yet, the legacy of Louise Hay is deeply rooted in her beginnings with us at Religious Science. Her book and her work flourished into a global movement, showcasing the transformative power of her teachings and the indelible mark that they have left on the world. So now let's turn our attention inward to a common theme that Louise Hay spoke of often that runs through her work, and one that exists in most of us to one degree or another. It's the haunting feeling of not being adequate, not being good enough. You've heard me talk about her saying that. You've read it in her book. the bottom line, she used to say, is I don't feel adequate, I don't feel good enough. So we have these old tapes that would suggest that we are something less than wonderful, that there's something wrong with us, something missing. All of our lives, she would say, we've been trying to live up to standards. And usually these are standards that have been passed on to us by our parents, our mothers, fathers, people who raised us. Sometimes these standards are impossible to reach. You might have heard that you're not good enough when you're a child, or that you're bad, or you're wrong, or any one of a number of things that would be limiting that you have taken on and believed. Time and time again, Louise reminded us that at the core of so many personal struggles lies this pervasive idea that I'm not good enough, or I don't do enough. These internal judgments, echoing old tapes of self-doubt and self-criticism, can cloud our perception of our true worth and potential. Tonight, in this class, we address the feelings head-on. Armed with our affirmations, a guided meditation, and our releases, this class is designed to foster a deeper sense of self-acceptance and self-love. So we embark on a journey to dismantle these old tapes, replacing them with messages of strength, love, support, knowing that we're worthy, and all the way through with compassion. Let's begin this journey with a very brief guided process. Just take a couple minutes. This little process can help us contemplate coming home to ourselves and the infinite well of love that resides always within. So let's find a comfortable position. Let's invite calmness into our space. I'd invite you, if you're in a safe place, not driving a car or something, to close your eyes. Give yourself permission to just calm yourself down and be in this little guided process. Let's take a deep breath, a deep life-affirming breath together. Inhale peace and exhale any tension that resides within you. And do it again. Inhale peace and exhale any tension that resides within you. This will just be a moment or two, so let's give ourselves a pause and know that deep within the center of our being there is this presence. So breathe in this peace and exhale. And let us settle into this sacred moment, envisioning a gentle yet radiant light at the very center of our being. Let's breathe this idea in. Inhale and exhale. Know with me that this light symbolizes an endless well of love, the essence of who you truly are. Yes, envision this gentle, radiant light at the center of your being. Breathe it in and exhale. The light again symbolizing an endless well of love, always with you, the essence of who you truly are. With every breath in, this light grows brighter. Its warmth, you can now imagine enveloping you, reassuring every part of your being that feels not okay or not enough, reassuring you that all is well. Imagine this light going through your body, surrounding you, energizing you, healing anything that needs to be healed. So breathe it in again. This golden healing energy in and exhale. Visualize this light reaching into the shadows of doubt and fear. Hear its loving whisper, you are enough, you are enough. You are enough, just as you are. Once again, breathe in this light. Say to yourself, I release anything within me that's holding me back. and exhale. Breathe in love and light, this golden light. And hear its loving whisper again. You are enough. You are enough just the way you are. So let's sit for a moment in this space of love. And you can think to yourself or say to yourself, I love, accept, and approve of myself exactly as I am. I love, accept, and approve of myself exactly as I am. Breathe it in and exhale. Anything comes up, any way of doubt, just breathe in that loving light and allow it to heal any doubts and let them go. Let's breathe in again and say, I love, accept, and approve of myself. And exhale. If there's anything that comes to mind in the way of doubt, anything that needs to be let go of, you now say to yourself, I release the need for this. I release the need to be critical. I release the need to be critical of myself. Breathe that in and let go of anything that might have come up for you. Breathe in, I am whole and complete. And exhale. Breathe in, I am one with light, I am one with love. And exhale. Breathe in, I am an inlet and outlet of spiritual activity. And exhale. And then again, tell yourself, I love myself. I love myself the way I am. And now, as we come back to the room, reminded that we are one with light, one with love, we affirm one more time, I love myself the way I am. And so it is. Feeling refreshed, we're back into our gathering. Our meditation is but the first step in our journey this evening, a journey of returning to love, affirming our worth, and embracing the fullness of our being. So let's carry the light of our little process with us as we go deeper into the teaching and practice that can transform our lives. We want to be intentional tonight. It's our intention today, this evening, to deepen our understanding of self-care and self-love. We started with the meditation. I hope everyone's in a place of self-acceptance and self-love right now, because that's our job in this class, to bring us to a place of self-acceptance and self-love. You know, give yourself some kisses, look in the mirror and say, I love you the way you are. That's the purpose of this class, is to release the fear, release the doubt, release the negative conversations. You could say to yourself, again, I love myself the way I am. And as you think of it, bask in the light of this self-acceptance and self-love this evening. Don't miss an opportunity ever when you're passing a mirror to look at give yourself a look in the eye, give yourself a wink, and tell yourself, I love you. So let's remember the powerful affirmation from Louise. Deep in the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. And it's true, because each of us know from this teaching that we are inlets and outlets of spiritual activity. Spirit is a presence that's never an absence. It's in you, operating through you. So here's the affirmation again for you this evening. I am enough. And say that to yourself. You know, I say all is well, probably many times a day. But for this evening, I am enough. I do enough. I have enough. Take these ideas into your being deeply. Deep in the center of my being, there's an infinite well of love. Or you might say, I'm one with the one. I'm enough. I do enough. I have enough. Breathe it in as deeply as you can. Allow these words to seep deeply into your consciousness, filling you with peace and confidence. You may have other affirmations you like. You're free to use them. I'm giving you many suggestions this evening. Deep in the center of my being, you could say there's an infinite well of love. You could say I'm one with the one. I'm connected with the source of my being. I have inner guidance. You do. You are connected with everything. I'm enough. I do enough. I have enough. Breathe all these ideas in. Allow these words to seep deeply into your consciousness. Allow these words to fill you with peace and confidence. This gathering, this moment we share together, is a profound journey where we embrace self-care as not just an act, but a spiritual practice. Yes, you can think of self-care as not just an act, but a spiritual practice. It's a testament to the love and reverence we hold for the divine essence that is within us. Today, we go into the realization that at the heart of our challenges lies a simple yet profound belief. The feeling that in some way, many of us feel that we're not good enough, we're not adequate. We don't feel good enough, smart enough, we don't feel like we have enough or we do enough. Louise once again said this is the bottom line for just about everybody. And that these beliefs that we have within us could be very significant barriers to fully loving ourselves. These old tapes and old beliefs that we probably acquired when we're very young, the ideas that we're not enough or that we don't deserve success, happiness, prosperity, or any good thing, these are the things that stop us from receiving the good. There's an old expression in our teaching, God can't do for us what God cannot do through us. So if we have these beliefs that we're not good enough or we don't deserve success, happiness, or good relations or anything like that, God can't do for us what God can't do through us. So we have to expand our consciousness so that we can receive. For this reason, in this class, we spent a lot of time, week after week, working on affirmations and denials. Denials are important as well, and techniques for releasing old ideas, old concepts that are holding us back. Louise taught us the positive approach, or as I said, we call it the affirmative approach. It's the same thing, as a pathway for self-care that nurtures our bodies and feeds our souls. This lesson invites us to use our imagination, and let's imagine tonight a world where every act of self-care, whether it's a walk in nature, or maybe changing a beverage from something that's not healthy to something that's healthy, or maybe every act of self-care, maybe it's deciding to eat more nourishing food, or maybe it's simply taking a pause for a moment of stillness. Every act of self-care, let's imagine them all as declarations of self-love. In this imaginary world, every time we care for ourselves in any way, we affirm our worth. It's as simple as that. Every time, because it's new thought, we want to have the willingness to change in lesser ideas for greater. Every time we can imagine ourselves caring for ourselves in any way, we are affirming our worth and our right to happiness and health. This is the world we create with our spiritual practice of self-care. This is our lesson tonight. I invite you now to all settle in and open your hearts. Open yourself to truly listen, not just with your ears, but with your inner spirit. And understand with me for this evening, self-care is not just a word or buzzword. Self-care is a profound act of love and reverence for the divine essence that resides within you. When we talk about self-care, we're not speaking of taking a bubble bath or having an occasional treat. We're talking about a daily commitment to honoring the temple that houses our soul, our body, and our mind? How many of you honor your bodies? How could you think, what could you do to honor your body better? Does anything come to mind as an idea? I'm sure many of you have different ideas. How could you do that? How could I honor my body better? How could I honor my mind better? I can think of lots of ways I could honor my body better. Maybe getting more sleep, maybe changing some of the food, maybe choosing to do different things. Could be exercise. It could be putting myself in different environments that are less stressful. How can I honor my mind more? Maybe it could be taking my focus from here to here. Maybe I can honor my mind more by thinking of things that are less stressful, remembering my affirmations, practicing more and more. Because every time, for me, if I take a pause more often, it's like resetting myself and grounding myself in truth. What comes to mind for you in making a daily commitment to honor your temple that houses your soul, meaning your body or your mind? So just note what comes up for you. What ideas come to mind in ways of how you can, in your journey of self-care, which is this evening's lesson, what could you do to take better care of your body and your mind? So what about our mind? How do we honor our mind? Could we, for example, commit to more positive thinking? Perhaps maybe more meditation, maybe journal writing. There's lots of different things. What comes up for you as an idea? Perhaps honoring our mind by coming from a place of more gratitude. In many of our classes, I've taught gratitude is causative. You know, if you make a gratitude list, for example, I've done this before with different groups, and you commit yourself to read that gratitude list to yourself every day for 30 days. It's sure to make you much happier. So you take what you're grateful for, you write it all down, challenge yourself to write 20 or better yet, 50 things, and read that list to yourself every day. If you do that for a month, you're probably going to be feeling high as a kite because, you're starting your day. Gratitude will cause you to be causative, and it will bring you to a place of, it will level you way up. So that's something that someone could do about honoring our minds. What other things might you do to honor your body or your mind in your journey of self-care? Those are some questions for you to think about, maybe talk about when we get to our time of sharing, when I turn the microphones over to you. Louise said, self-acceptance and self-approval are the keys to all positive changes. Yeah, self-acceptance and self-approval. So think about in your life, are you really that person who accepts yourself yet? Do you approve of yourself yet? And that's the journey we go to. Even when we've made lots of mistakes, this journey is towards total self-acceptance and self-approval. So let's start out just how we approach our day when we wake up. What could our day be like if we had greater self-acceptance? We could commit ourselves to greet ourselves each morning, again, with a smile in the mirror. Here's looking at you, kid, or, I love, accept, and approve of you. Acknowledging our perfection and also acknowledging our imperfections with equal love. Imagine standing in front of that same mirror that I've been talking about, looking into your own eyes and saying, I accept you exactly as you are. I love, accept, and again, approve of you exactly as you are. This act is revolutionary in its effect. It's the first step on our journey towards self-love. I've worked with mirrors for many years with many people, and I've seen people have a real trouble with the mirror. So you start where you are. It might start out like if within you, you have a lot of inner conflict. The mirror can be difficult. So you begin wherever you are. I remember one of the many groups I've done, there's a lady who just couldn't do it. And she worked on it. And she got to the point where she said, "I like you," as she looked at herself. So that's a technique that's powerful. You may or may not decide to use it, but I see how it can be very, very effective. Here's the affirmations again for the mirror or without the mirror. I love, accept, and approve of myself unconditionally. I love myself the way I am. And as you say these words, these affirmations, as they resonate within you, they go to all the spaces that need the most, I promise you. Moving forward into our next section this evening of our discussion, let's decide to passionately integrate intentional acts of love into our daily routine. That's my challenge for you, my next challenge for you this evening, to decide to passionately integrate intentional acts of love into our daily routine. This could be as simple as choosing, again, foods that nourish rather than deplete us. This could be setting boundaries to protect our energy. If you have friends or people around you that deplete you, maybe you'll set a boundary where you see them less, or you spend less time with them. Or taking moments out of the day just to take that pause that we often talk about. Taking moments to breathe deeply. Even doing that a couple times, can recenter yourselves. So taking moments to take a breath, taking a pause, moments to center ourselves in the midst of chaos of daily living. Each and every one of these acts is a testament to our worthiness. Wherever you remember to do this, it's an act of self-love. And you probably have many other ideas of what you can do other than I thought of when I was preparing this lesson. Ideas that you can passionately integrate into your routine. One thing that always helps is to cultivate a mindful presence. See, a lot of us are just like, we're not focused. We're, focused in the future, we're focused in the past. So if you can bring yourself back to a place where you're mindful, that always helps. It allows us to live in the moment, recognizing each and every moment. We call it a holy moment, the holy instant. In these new moments, there are opportunities for kindness and compassion. Kindness and compassion towards ourselves. And once we're there, we can extend it to others. So taking that pause, living in the moment, being here now. Affirmations, of course, are a very powerful tool. Louise Hay used them often. I find at this stage of my life, I'm using affirmations all through the day. As I was getting the lessons together, I thought, my God, you use affirmations all the time. And I do. Louise suggested that we use affirmations to strengthen our commitment to self-care and release those beliefs that no longer serve our highest good. So here's a few for you. You can say them after me in your own mind. I lovingly honor my body, my mind, and my spirit. This is a good one for tonight because tonight's lesson is about our journey of self-care. I lovingly honor my body, my mind, and my spirit. And of course, I could give you endless examples how to do that, and you can do that for yourself. But the affirmation is, I lovingly honor my body, my mind, and my spirit. The next one, I'm worthy of the time and space it takes to nourish my being. Okay. There's nobody nicer to be nicer to than you being nice to you. So this one again, I'm worthy of the time. I'm worthy of the time and space to nourish my being. And when you slow it down and you're mindful, with each breath, I draw in self-love and I exhale self-doubt. And now let's gently release. These are these are good when you're dwelling and there's negativity. I release the belief that I'm not enough. It's really good to have a few good releases. I will also say I release the pattern in me that's creating this or that. But the first one for this evening, again, I release the belief that I'm not enough. The next one is I let go of the need to constantly do more to prove myself. I let go of the need to constantly do more to prove my worth. Here's the thing, you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. Your worth is established because you're one with this one energy. You are, in fact, an individualization of God energy yourself. Your value can't be calculated, it can't be estimated. Nonetheless, here's the release. I let go again of the need to constantly do more to prove my worth to anyone. Another great release. I release the patterns that lead me away from self-care and self-love. So if you're all caught up in doing something that doesn't allow you any time for yourself, any moments of nurturement or meditation, this is the one again. I release the patterns that lead me away from self-care and self-love. Maybe part of your commitment towards self-care after this lesson would be that you'll tune into these classes more regularly, because this is the only place I know where you can continually be reminded of how great you are, the value that you are, because that's what we exist to keep reminding you of. Maybe you'll think of other things you can do. It could be journaling, could be gratitude writing, it could be many things. But this is the point of this class. So again, this last release is I relinquish the patterns that lead me away from self-care and self-love. See, we all get to these places where things are going well, and then we stop doing something that caused things to get better. So keep my suggestion. Keep tuning in as often as you can. Keep up your affirmations. Keep up your spiritual work. It is work in that sense, because if you keep practicing, there's an exponential thing, there's a quickening that happens if you keep tuning in or if you keep doing your inner work. So we want to relinquish the patterns that lead us away from doing that, right? So now we're getting to the time of our session and where I'm going to turn the microphone over. But first, I want to invite you to reflect. What has it been like being you this week? A question you're all familiar with. And I want to remind you that you are the most important person in the world. Thank you for being here, for being you. And so it is. We'll see you at the other side of the break. Thank you.